So my first question for you, Laura, is as a pacifist, how do you feel knowing that your music exists on a platform that's contributing to the military-industrial complex?
When I read the news that Daniel Ek had invested 600 million euros into Helsing, an AI military startup, it made me want to burn down the whole world. I mean, I already hated Spotify for all the reasons, they have been paying artists shit for years. Um, but then to know that music, which I make as a means of connecting with other people, as a means of like healing myself and hopefully finding those spaces where other people feel alone, feel sad, feel, all the feelings that we feel as human beings. To know that that had been co-opted by someone who swore that he couldn't pay us anymore and suddenly could invest hundreds of millions of euros slash US dollars into war. Um, there's not much that has made me angrier in a long time.
It made you film a video and post a video, and it's not something which, as someone who's known you for years, I've seen you do that often. And you posted a series of videos entitled Disarm Spotify. And what were some of the initial reactions you got? Because they had millions and millions of views, and I'm sure there's probably a few recurring responses.
I think most people were in disbelief. A lot of people who use tech platforms have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Even as I sit here in front of my Apple laptop computer and have my iPhone sitting next to me, we are often unaware of how complicit we are in the systems of harm that are created by those tech platforms. And so with Apple, for example, we know about cobalt mining. We know about just all of these, again, systems of harm that result in modern day slavery. And I think that what I felt as a musician was like, holy shit, I'm a part of this modern day indentured servitude slavery that I didn't sign up for that, but I did, when I signed up to use the platform, I signed up for that. So yeah, I was really shocked at how viral that clip went. I mean, I've had a few things have a few thousand likes, but this has had almost 4 million across TikTok and Instagram. And I think most people were just really unaware and they were disgusted by it. Particularly musicians. We all knew we were getting paid shit rates. But I think that the idea that so many people in this time are advocating for a free Palestine and are advocating against war in Ukraine and, what needs to be done to stop this, what's happening in Sudan and all over the world, and to know that our music was being used to help fund it. And look, I know that there's some conversation about like, oh, but Helsing is a defense military company. It's going to create, defense shields that are going to help Ukraine. And to that, I say that's bullshit. We cannot believe this eternal lie that the only thing that stops war is more war. The only thing that stops gun violence is more guns. Like I live in the US, which is just, we watch people try to feed us these lies over and over and over again. But the truth of the matter is they don't care about rights. They don't care about individual rights to bear arms or whatever the fuck it is. They care about lining their own pockets. And that's what we see again and again and again. People who get into power, who earn lots of money, aren't necessarily interested in innovation for the good of the world. They are interested in innovation for the good of their own bank accounts.
War is very profitable.
Yeah.
Like it's often it's property and like war machine seems to be, if it's not that, it's like people's like insurance and pensions, and like the places where our money goes is not always the most ethical. And I think the thing with the fact that it's not just drones, like defense drones, it's AI drones, which means that these are literally the things we were warned about in Terminator and all of the kind of dystopian sci-fi movies. The idea that they could be flying on the streets of LA right now, and with all the ICE raids and things, is like, that's where it starts to get quite terrifying quite quickly.